What's up, everybody? Lame. Much better. Let me try this again. Today's Monday, the 29th of January. Only 2 more days to go. Okay, so let me guess. You did it. You didn't think you would do it, but you did it. You had that slip, or you had that relapse. Well, as long as you're not drinking today, and you woke up sober, you got plenty of time. Just for today, as you might hear. Oh man, if I had the $1 for every time that I slipped or relapsed, I'd be set for life. Wouldn't work. Squirrel the money in the bank, live off the interest. So what is it? What is a slip or a relapse? I guess let's refer to it not really as a full-blown relapse, because that's kind of depressing, and let's sort of head that off at the pass before it gets that far. So we'll just call them brief periods of drinking, or a slip, maybe 1 or 2 days, not the whole 9 yards. So what is it? What really triggers it? I mean, there's a lot of things that I think can do it. Euphoric recall may have a lot to do with it, a little bit of inside the brain, some chemistry, where you may remember where you were, or there's a specific place in Wilmington that I used to go before the drinking got out of hand. It was called Lulas. It was kind of like a pub, really an Irish pub, but it was on Front Street, and you would go down. And I had my friend with me one time. He's 6'4", and his head was hitting the ceiling. I mean, it was really, really small, and you couldn't do much of anything. I just remember going in there. The jukebox had really cool CDs. Yeah, it had CDs in it. Loaded up. Foosball table, Rene Pierre. We would be in there. That was our starting point where we would go. Not really pub crawling, but we would go and. You know, all the nights saw a fight break out, so people bust through a door, and the fight, just people piling on each other, punching up, punching down. Cops got called, just the tinkling of glasses, the banner, the talk. Later on, I went in there, funnily enough, just, I was visiting town, and just wanted to see if anything had changed, so I went out with my friend, just had a Coke or something, and went in there. Nobody looked sober. Nobody. Or they don't look right, and it's weird seeing it through sober eyes. So let's get to the addictive part of the whole thing. You know, what really causes the addiction? Scientists seem to think there's some sort of disconnect between the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which your reasoning, your decision making. It's one of the first parts to go. When you become intoxicated off of alcohol, you lose those inhibitions. It has that part. Then you have the midbrain, or the hippocampus, which is, as the name implies, sort of in the center of the brain. That controls involuntarily things like sex drive, appetite, heart rate, things that you really you wouldn't think to do. And what happens is, in addiction, there seems to be some sort of, if it's exposed, and I mean, it's a chicken or the egg kind of thing. Well, was the person born an alcoholic, or did they develop alcoholism? I don't know. I just know that I liked it from the moment that I did it, but it didn't become a problem till later on. So you get this disconnect between your midbrain, where and then it's the disconnect causes the midbrain to start driving what your prefrontal cortex is doing. So it starts making the decisions. You'll find yourself with a beer in your hand, already open, and how did this happen? You know, I swore to never do it again. I just got back from rehab, you know, 2 months ago. What am I doing drinking? I said I was never going to do it again. You know, it's that euphoric recall. It's the cunning, baffling, powerful stuff that they talk about in the big book. You know, you just find yourself drinking. Why? I don't know. Because I'm an alcoholic. I drink. That's what we do. This is part of the mesolimbic dopamine pathway, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, mesolimbic dopamine pathway. Seems to be the root area of where withdrawal may happen for your drug of choice. You know, where you know the dopamine and is down-regulated, and then now you've got things like norepinephrine and cortisol, the excitatory neurotransmitters that cause all the unpleasant symptoms: the sweating, the anxiety, the shaking, the vomiting, the headaches, the diarrhea, the list goes on of all kinds of drug-related withdrawal symptoms. You know, don't beat yourself up over. You know, I was watching another YouTube guy, and I don't know how much time he had, maybe 3 or 4 months or something, and he says, guys, I hate to tell you this, but I did it. I had a relapse. And he looked like completely embarrassed in the video, really, really upset. I mean, I felt for the guy. You know, it's like, fuck, man, it sucks, don't it? But you know, and I guess he was afraid he's gonna get shamed or something, but like all in the comments were nothing but positive. It was like, man, get back in the saddle, you know, it's all right, you know, you're just slipping. As long as you realize that, as long as you know you haven't given up, you will be successful. It's progress, not perfection. It comes out of the big book. It's a lifelong change of your mind and body. And I mean, there are things that you can do. The World Health Organization has 5 recovery skills that you can work on. One is communication and interpersonal skills. You know, just working more on dealing with other people, interaction. Don't isolate. Whatever you do, don't do that. Creative and critical thinking. You know, get that prefrontal cortex working again. You know, get the dust off of it if you've been drinking for long periods of time. Make some good decisions. You know, pick up some healthy activities, jogging or going to the gym if that's what you want to do. Problem solving and decision making. Did I cover that one? I think so. You know, start working on projects. You know, things you might want to do. If you're an artist, start painting again. If you're a musician or play the guitar, get back into it. It's good. It's good to exercise those parts of the brain. You know, I don't want to say they atrophy, but it's almost like flying an airplane. You know, perishable skills. You tend to get worse the more you're out of the game. And resilience and ability to cope. That has been one of my hardest stumbling blocks, is to overcome that. Just coping. Dealing with bad news has always seemed to be the thing that just tossed me right over the edge and just tumbled, and next thing I know, I'm in a full-blown relapse and I'm maybe detoxing somewhere. So I don't know. I guess my advice is just do what it is that really makes you happy. Try to keep your mind in that right place. You know, they say my mind is a bad neighborhood, you know, or they're, you know, thinking, and you get the stinking thinking. You know, keep your head screwed on where it needs to be. Activities you can be interested in. A lot of there's things that I've lost, you know, that I want to do again or get back into. It seems like I just lost a feel or taste for it. I don't know, but I want to get back into it. Like I said, skateboarding, surfing, golf. Photography. I'm still shooting photos, and I'm doing it right now. I'm making a video that probably nobody's going to watch, but screw you guys, who cares? Nah, you're my people. You know, and just Continue to do the film photography, digital photography. I just got back from shooting an animal shelter that got $2.2 million in donations, and they were able to make a nice brand new no-kill facilities for cats and dogs to await to be adopted, and that was pretty cool. Or you could start your own lame ass YouTube channel as a way to focus on something, you know, and you might even have the huge amount of 50 or less than 50 subscribers like I do. Who cares? I'm really do this, you know, started it up as a way to help others and to ultimately help myself, because it follows the selfish program of that's taught in a certain well-known recovery group. But as always, I'll see you, and stay tuned.